contemplate how we am I.
Y'all know I'm America down. Ha! Also, I got my Nashville mug from when we were in Nashville for the draft. Hello, everybody. Welcome to your first USA stream of the Olympics. It's me. It's Adam. Hi. Nice to see you. We're going to have some fun today. Nice little mid-afternoon game. Canada dominant win this morning in both games, the women's side and the men's side. Feeling pretty good about that. The Latvians are always a bit of a problem at the international tournament, so I'm kind of excited to see how the USA deals with them. They almost embarrassed Canada a few Olympics ago. I can remember that very well. Kristers Grzelskers, who's still on this Latvian team, by the way, was the starting goalie at that point. This time, though, it's Elvis Merzlikins, and you know what? I'm of the opinion that after seeing Italy beat almost be in the game against Sweden. I mean, let's be honest. They were up 1-0. They had it tied 2-2 at one point. They were never going to beat Sweden. But there was that little bit of, maybe. Latvia, there should be no problem. We're going to be watching Austin Matthews and the Americans take on Latvia. And you know what? I'm kind of excited about it. So I hope you all are good. Big shout out to Heather, the Avs fan, because Heather already dropped 10 SDPN memberships. You rock, Heather. I don't know why you did that, but we love you. We love you so much. Also, Francois LaBelle singing Fighting for Love in the chat, and Wes Richard dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Francois LaBelle says, go Canada, go. Your voice sounds better. Sure does. I need some of these and some of the, you know what? I want to pop a Halls, but I feel like it's going to destroy my voice or destroy my coffee taste. Bad Flips and Birdie says, watch Jesse stream this morning. Then I watched Steve's for the men's dominance, now turning into the hat trick of hockey streams. And Francois Bell dropping 5 SDPN memberships. How about it? How about that? How about that? Game is underway. USA already has a couple of opportunities. And I'm kind of excited. You know what? It's so interesting, the US, because this team that they've put together, USA, like Americans, are slagging it. And I get why they're frustrated about some of the picks that Bill Guerin made. I get it. But I also want to tell you, it's still a pretty good team. Still a pretty damn good hockey team. So I'm not putting nails in the coffin just yet. A few Latvians in the chat. Let's see. All right. By the way, since we got it, we'll do this a couple of times today. Drop a flag in the chat of what country you're from. I want to know where everybody's tuning in. You can even put your city in there too, but I want to see the Latvian flags. I want to see the American flags. I know there's Swedes. I know there's Finns. I know there's everybody. Let's see the flags of the country you are tuning in from. Oh, here we go. Oh, no goal. I thought that was in, and I think America did too. That was Dylan Larkin. It looked like it was in. All right, we got a lot of Canadians in the chat. I know Team Germany is playing right now too. So Hayden's got the score up in the top. Is that right? Yeah, that one. That one. I had it right. Yeah, I can never tell. All right. Lots of Canadians, lots of Americans. People tuning in from Florida. Wes Richard says, Adam, have you pooped yet today? Sure have. Sure have. And Wes, we heard you poop today, and we're thrilled for you. Goofy Goober, can't believe I'm saying this, but boo Austin Matthews. I hope he loses. Well, fair enough. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We got somebody from Southern Indiana. We got Nebraska. We got Florida. Grand Prairie, Alberta. At work. I'm never too busy to tune in. I love hearing that. You know, my first radio job was almost in Grand Prairie. Was real close to moving there. Boldy. So Austin Matthews is out there. He is the captain. There was a lot of, it was interesting, a lot of American commentators talking about how Austin shouldn't be captain. He's not a winner, blah, blah, blah. But he was the captain for 4 nations, and it'd be kind of awkward to strip him of it now. He was coming off a 70-goal season, though, or 69-goal season. Oh, we got a couple. Oh, Felix Pierboom. We got a Dutchie tuning in. You know, as my wife always likes to say, if you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. She's Dutch. Can you tell? Yeah. Exeter, Rhode Island, check it in. Chattanooga, Tennessee, check in. What's up, Hayden? Hayden says he's important for me as the host. So Hayden wants to know, because obviously there's a little tension at the government level between the United States and Canada. I think citizens are, I don't think Americans and Canadians are really at each other's throats. I think it's more just Donald Trump spouting off, and Canada's like, okay, man. Hayden's wondering, do I play the goal horn for the United States? Do I play the goal horn for Latvia? He's like, Adam, I don't want to offend you. I know you're half American. I am. You know what? I will say this. I think we play the goal horn for both, because it's the Olympics, and that's what we do. That's what we do. I think that's what it is. Somebody just said a little tension. Yeah, there's a lot of tension. I know. It's at the government level. You go to the United States, though, I'll tell you something. So as we watch the play, I got to tell you a story. I don't think I've even told this on the podcast yet. My wife and I were in Amsterdam this past summer, and we were on one of the canal tours, because, as you know, Amsterdam has a lot of water through it. It's a port city and all that. And anyway, they go through the couples on the boat. So we're one of like 8 couples on this little boat, and we're going through the canals, and the guy's like, okay, so, you know, I can't do a good Dutch accent, but okay, so where are you all from, and whatever. And everybody's like, well, I'm from New Jersey, I'm from North Carolina, I'm from this, I'm from that. And then Natalie and I are like, we're from Toronto, Canada. The entire boat, I'm not kidding, to a person, stood up and started clapping. And it was in that moment that I realized, okay, the bullshit online between the governments, specifically one side over the other, let's be honest, is just that. Person to person, we still love each other. And it was very funny. We laughed. It was very heartwarming. They were very kind to us. And they're like, and all of them made an effort to come over and apologize, which I thought was wild because it's usually the Canadians apologizing for everything. So I do want to tell you that, I, as much as I'm annoyed at the situation, as much as anybody is, I do think there's a lot of love between these two countries, and we ought to focus on that, at least at the Olympics. If you and I were on here negotiating a trade deal, I guess it's a little bit different, but this is the Olympics, whatever. Now, Latvia, always a problem at the Olympics. United States has not had as many shots early as I thought they might already. We're already 4.5 minutes into this. And Draisaitl has scored for Germany, you said, Hayden? So Draisaitl's already scored for Germany. So for the Germans in the chat, you might want to drop in that German flag. Every time Draisaitl scores, or anytime Germany scores, drop that German flag in the chat. They are playing, it's Denmark? Hayden? Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. Is Freddie Anderson starting for Denmark? Hayden's going to check. He's mad at me. He's like, come on, I got stuff to do, Adam. Can you maybe look yourself? What are you doing? You're just yakking. Felix says, what a shout out. Love SDPN and everything, you guys. Dutch is #1 fan. Well, hey, man, we appreciate you. By the way, if you guys have never been to the Netherlands, wow. what a country. It was amazing. I absolutely fell in love with Amsterdam. Fell in love. I would move there when I'm retired. We got a lot of work to do. I'm not moving away from hockey. Okay. Now, the United States is kind of interesting in terms of how they've decided to lay out this roster. I'm trying to figure out the identities of every single line. Let's kind of go through it as we are kind of watching them play. Werenski, by the way, with the puck at center ice. Tkachuk, Eichel, Tkachuk. I think we know what that is. Bang it. Oh, we got a goal. And that's Brady. Big goal. Opens the scoring, man. Brady Tkachuk loves scoring goals, man. Every time he scores, honestly, every time Brady Tkachuk scores, it looks like he's drowning. He's like just drowning in hand. Yeah, he loved that. It was a good shot too. So we know what the identity of that is. Big shots, big hits, big goals, and they just got one. Okay. Nice shot too. Just picked the corner. Very sexy. And a nice little assist from his brother Matthew, who had the mouth guard kind of holding out. That was good. Gotta love it. Like I told you guys, anybody that's downplaying the United States right now on this, stop. This team's good. They might have left some really good talent at home, but this team's a good team. So yeah, Hayden, you could fire the goal horn anytime, unless you already did. Okay, we got Gensel, Matthews, Boldy. That's got to be a lot more of a free-flowing, high-scoring line, but not maybe the most physical. I mean, Hayden could tell us about Matt Boldy. Matt Boldy's not like a big hitter, right, Hayden? So yeah, big like Matthews. They can throw hits, but not so much. Listen, man, watching Connor and Sydney and Nathan McKinnon drop the boom that they were this morning, Team Canada's physical. Now, third line is interesting. Connor, Larkin, Thompson. First off, all of those guys have scored at least, well, I don't know if Larkin's ever got up over 40 goals, but I know he's a 30-goal guy. Connor and Tage Thompson, monster goal scorers. That seems to me like I don't know if they're like a defensive line. I don't think so. I think Matthews could be out there in defensive situations, but the Brock Nelson, Jack Hughes, JT Miller line is confusing to me because JT Miller, when he's engaged, is really just an offensive guy. Brock Nelson's had an amazing year in Colorado, scored a ton of goals, is defensively responsible. I was begging the Leafs to get him at the trade deadline. Ended up with Joe Sakic, and good for them. Jack Hughes is injured, and I don't know. I guess are you subbing in Vinny Trocheck with him? There's Nelson right now. Oh, and they got a goal. Well, hey, Adam, why don't you shut up? It was Quinn Hughes, by the way, from, I believe, Jack Hughes. LOL. Wow. Nice goal. Really nice. So when I look at Team USA's lines, though, I'm like, what's the identity of each line? The fourth line, I'm still not totally sure. Maybe they just want to roll 4 scoring lines and say, screw you guys. They can. Miller, yeah. Miller to Quinn. Wow. Latvians are not skating much there. So that puck could have gone to Quinn or Jack. Went to Quinn, and he picked the same corner that Brady Tkachuk did. Are they going to challenge? Oh, we're challenging for offside. We have a wrinkle. I'm going to take some cold meds that I forgot to take before. I don't know if you guys saw my stream yesterday. I was struggling, baby. I was struggling. But I made it. Made it through. You know, the thing is, the most annoying thing when you get sick and you're like talking for a living, and honestly, I can't complain about talking for a living. Are you kidding me? It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. But, oh, that might be offside. He didn't touch it. I think this might be called back, guys. Wow. Nelson might be offside here. I don't know how you call this. Because it's about with the thing with Nelson is it has to be in his possession, but if he hasn't touched it yet, you can make the argument that it's not in his possession. By the way, Jake Costello makes a really good point, and I should have picked up on this right away. Miller to Quinn Hughes. Now, that's something I have not heard in a long time, and also I have the flu, too. Isn't it fun? Isn't the flu great? SLS 98, did Hayden get a Hughes Wild jersey? Their retro this year is really nice. Hayden, did you get a Hughes Wild jersey while we're waiting for this? Oh, so Hayden's got a rule. What do you guys think of this rule? Okay, so Hayden's rule is I will get the jersey. I will not get a jersey name or number on it until they win the championship. That's pretty hardcore, man. That would mean my entire life and your entire life, Hayden, neither of us have been able to get names on the backs of our jerseys. Oh my God. You have a lot. So you have a lot of blank Minnesota jerseys, some blank Leaf jerseys, and a Kyle Lowry jersey. Wow. Okay. Francois Labelle, question I asked during Steve's stream. Is there a player from the NHL team? Oh, hold on. Here come the refs. Give me a sec, Francois. I'm going to come back to you. Offside. No goal. Latvia in the game. Nice call. You can tell that coach he gives the thumbs up to the video crew. You know he was a little nervous about that one. And who can blame him? Yeah, that looked offside to me. I think we got the answer there. Somebody made the point in the chat. Lots of this has a long review process, and it's seemed pretty cut and dry. Yeah, I know. I agree. Maybe they're just like, hey, it's early and we want to make sure we get it right, and it's the Olympics, and it's a big thing if it is called wrong, and we talked about forever. Anyway, I'm sure USA will be fine. Would be nice to see Latvia be in this the way Italy did. I don't know how many of you guys caught the Italy-Sweden game yesterday. It was magic. Absolutely magic. It was spectacular. Like to see the Italians open up the scoring, the Italian fans got to see their team tied with Sweden, who's a monster hockey country, tied with them midway through the game, even though they were being outshot like 40-9. That was one of the most fun games I've ever seen. And that's why I love international competition. I love it. Hunter Crowley says, will the SDV talk about the general's hygiene statement? Probably, yeah. I wouldn't see why not. Crazy that they had to do that. But you know what? I'll just give you my quick. Hayden just made the joke. He's like, I didn't know Steve went to so many games. Smelly Steve. Oh, here we go. Latvia scores. The Latvians have tied the game. Oh my God. Guys, man, that's a major, major goal by Team Latvia. Oh, is Austin hurt? Don't be hurt. Please don't be. Well, I guess if you're hurt, you're hurt. It looks like it's Renars Krastenbergs. By the way, no Latvian name is for English people, non-plural, except for Teddy Blucher. Oh, Matthews got dinged in the head by Lockmelis. And that was, so Hellebuck gave up the rebound there. Yeah, it's Krastenbergs. Sneaks in. Nice goal. Hayden said that hit on Matthews should be a penalty. I agree, it should. But it's not. They missed it. Wow. Good for Latvia. We got an exciting game, kids. Eichel and Gergensons, not two names you see squaring off often in the face-off dot. Yeah, Austin somebody just said, whoa, 34 got popped. He sure did. That's one of those where you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, I need some Advil for my jaw. It's a little sore. So this is the first line, by the way, for the Latvians. Sandis Vilmanis, who was the guy that dinged Charlie McAvoy right before the break. You got Zemgus Gergensons, and you got Edwards Traumax, who I don't know a whole lot about. West Richard dropping 5 SDPM memberships. West Richard, let's go, baby. Francois LaBelle said, question during Steve's stream, is there a player from your NHL team that plays for another country that you can't hate? For me, it's Slavkovsky. I think that's fair. I don't hate Austin Matthews. As I told you guys before the start of the stream, politics aside, I think most Canadians and most Americans still have a ton of respect for each other. So that's how I choose to handle the Olympic Games. Okay? Oh. Thompson. Down low. He's got Albert Smits. I told you, basically every Latvian name has an S at the end of it. They're all plural, baby. There's several of them. There you go. Nice steal. Here we go. Zirkels, former Leaf, by the way. Leaf draft pick. I think it was like a 5th rounder. I also want to say that where Italy really took advantage of Sweden yesterday was, and I say that grain of salt, they were outshot 60-20. Oh, a little rough stuff after the play here. They were able to use their speed against Sweden to take advantage of some mistakes. Philip Gustafsson did not exactly look steady, shall we say. So maybe that's something the Latvians could take advantage of too. I don't know. Okay, now let's move up here. Who else today? West Richard, this is not an endorsement, but there's something about watching hockey on opiates. West just got out of surgery, everybody, just so everybody's clear. So that's why he's saying that. Not recommended for anyone. Bad flips and birdie putts, 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you so much. 9 Goofy Goober says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but boo Austin Matthews. I hope he loses. Oh, I love this. Wow. Say that one more time. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hayden's gloating a little bit here. Okay. So he said the Team Canada has played 2 games technically today, men's and women's. And in 10 minutes of hockey, the Americans have already allowed more goals than the 120 minutes that Canada played. I mean, the facts are the facts. Am I right? Okay. Oh, you know what I love too about these international tournaments is just how much it means for the home countries. Like And it's not, you're not grading it based on like what you would do at the NHL level. Like you're not looking at Latvia and going, oh, they're going to medal. They could, not likely, but Latvia is looking at it like, can we finish in the top 6? Right? And I kind of like that. There's like there's something fun about that. Oh, Matt Burke says, fun fact, that's a gender thing. Male names begin or end in an S. Female names in Latvian end in an A. There's a brother-sister team in another sport where their names do that. I did not know that about Latvian. Well, it's like in Italian. Every name ends with a vowel. It's not like gender specific, I don't think, but Thomas says, you guys got smoked 5-0. What are you talking about? We're talking about today's games, Thomas. Canada played 2 games today. Got to keep up, man. Got to keep up. Matthews behind the net. Oh, Boldy taken down. Jan Yakis. Joe, just giving it to Boldy. Boldy and Jan Yaks. Excuse me, not Yakis. Yaks. 77 and 72. Kind of mean for Latvia. That'd be Kristaps Zil and Janis Yaks. Wow. Denmark has tied the game. Who scored for Denmark? Not sure. Wow. Wow. Now, for the Latvians in the chat, all right, I saw a lot of Latvian flags. I want you guys to weigh in on this. What do you think is a reasonable finish in this tournament? There's 12 teams. If you're a Latvian, what are you expecting from your team? Where do you want them to finish? Where you're like, you know what? Great effort, boys. I'm not talking about, oh, I want them to win a gold medal. Everybody wants that. But if we're talking about, like, here's where I expect them to be. I'm Latvian, and I think Latvia finishes here. Where would it be? Oh, it's cool, man. Lanny, drop it in. Chat, are we cooking? So it was Molgaard, by the way, that scored for Denmark. Molgaard. Julian Nikolov says Latvia finishes eighth at best. Sleepy CS says 8th. So who would that be behind? Let's have a look. I'm going to pull up my Spark bracket. Sixth. This is interesting. This is interesting. I like this. 6th. Hope you feel better. I'm 6th or 7th. 6, 7. Oh, I hate myself for that. Don't worry. I have them getting into the quarterfinals, by the way. What's that, Hayden? Hayden says if I do that again, he's ending the stream. So Canada, Sweden, USA, Czechia, Finland, Germany. That'd be the top 6 right now. So Slovakia, really, Latvia, and Germany are the ones that are really, I think, pushing for 6th. Although Switzerland's a bit of an outlier, and as is Denmark. Okay. So if Latvia gets into the top 6, that's massive. If they get top 7, like, because if you're top 6, you're behind like Finland, Czechia, USA, Sweden, or Canada. If you're top 7, you're probably behind Germany or Slovakia. But good company there. Merce Leakins with a big save on Makachuk. You can tell it's Makachuk, not because of the number, but because of the mouth guard. He's chewing on it. Curtis says on the Spark thing, I have Latvia versus Finland in the quarterfinals. My bracket has Latvia, USA in the quarterfinals. I think Latvia is going to get into the play-ins at very least. And I have Latvia finishing overall 7th in my bracket because I put them ahead of Slovakia. But Slovakia surprised everybody yesterday. That was a crazy win for them. That might put them through. Like, Finland now has to beat Sweden. That like Group B is crazy. I know not a lot of people in North America are paying attention to it. Finland getting beaten by Slovakia is enormous. Day for national celebration. assuming Slovakia can beat Italy, which they should be able to, and I don't expect them to beat Sweden, that'll put them at 2-1. Finland, if they don't beat Sweden, but they do beat Italy, they'd still be 1-2. That would be third in the bracket. That'd be a huge, 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 huge loss for them. You know, they're the fourth ranked team coming into this. D. Spencer says, good God, Hellebuck is so slow. Yeah, maybe he's just getting warmed up. Teddy Blugers. Not Blugers, because he's wearing his Team Latvia jersey. Jack Hughes, back to the point. Shot, scores! And I think that was tipped in. That looks like Brock Nelson got it. And it did really change directions. Nice little sort of slap at the net. And a great redirect. Elvis Merzlikins didn't see that, didn't have a chance. I want to see a replay of this thing. It was a good goal. That's a great tip. So Nelson doing, this is why I wish the Leafs had gotten Brock Nelson. Yeah, look at that tip. I don't think Miller touches it. That was nuts. Mid-air, completely changes directions. Nice little, I don't know where, like, honestly, I'd like to know if Brock Faber, I'd love to talk to him afterwards and be like, did you mean to knuckle puck that high? I don't think he did. Nelson made it work, but are they challenging this? Are they challenging this? No. Excuse me. Sorry for the cough. They're challenging for goaltender interference. All right. So is that would be JT Miller? Oh, you know, yeah, look at Bill Guerin's face. Like, oh. So Hayden says Brock Faber does do a lot of the floater shot thing. I think Miller does interfere with this. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he's pushed in. Look, he's in the crease. It's the overhead view that you got to see. Once they show it again, watch. Blugers is on him. But look. He touches the goalie. He does touch the goalie. And you know, one of the things we talked about yesterday on the podcast with the double IHF rules, because it's a bit of a fusion between double IHF and NHL, is the double IHF does not mess around with the goalie's crease. They are that not only might that be interference in this goal called back, that might be interference and a penalty. But it all depends on how, like, again, we're going to find out now what the actual, like, there's no question that there's some interference. Does it directly impede Merzlikins' ability to make the save? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that it does, right? Like, because they are clear of each other once the goal goes in. But he already touched him. It is NHL refs. Hayden makes a good point. It's NHL refs, but there is some double IHF isms in here. Yeah. He said it's two NHL refs talking about double IHF rules. It's true. But in double IHF, you're not, blue paint is not allowed. Persona non grata. Here we go. No goal. Whoa. We got a tie game here, kids. No goal. The Latvians are friggin' 2 for 2. Wow. Wow. Man, their video review staff, they deserve a raise. Miller, listen, JT Miller's playing it the way he would play it in the NHL. That's how JT Miller would play it in the NHL. And in the NHL, I think that's a goal. Not European rules or not international rules. Now, there was no penalty called on that, which is interesting. I always find it like, well, if it's goaltender interference, wouldn't there be a call? Oh, here we go. Krastenberg's got it out front and just could not. Who was it? Trackmark. Was it? Is it? Who was it? It was Krastenberg's and Lochmellis. Lochmellis could not put that home, but that was a good opportunity. Yo, Latvia's not like out of this game. They're not. Good for them. Latvia's got a little energy in their legs. They know they're not going to control a lot of the pace of this game. So they're going to have to take advantage of American mistakes. They're going to have to get rebounds. They're going to have to use their speed. That's what you're going to do. Puck possession is just, you're just not going to be able to compete with the Americans on that. You got to batten down the hatches. You know, you're only getting outshot by 3 right now, 10-7. Make it happen, boys. Francois Labelle says Italy looks like it looks good to beat the over-under in goals. That's true. I was blown away by that Italian team. They really put the effort in. This is a very competitive Latvian team. That's Edwards Trelmax. Oh, glove pass. 6:41 left in the first period, by the way. 1-1. The Americans have scored 3 goals in this game, 2 of them overturned. How did Lochmellis not put that in? Oh, just rips it wide. Oh, the Latvian fans, look at them. Oh. Honestly, can you imagine little Latvia beating the United States? There'd be like a national holiday called. That's how much these international things mean, right? Oh, we got a little steal there by Gergensons. Traumax. Download of Vilmanis. Wow. We got 6 minutes left in this first period. It's been an eventful one. You know, whenever we do these streams, you're always kind of worried about like, well, what happens if it's like 10-0? You know, I'm not that it would be like that in a USA Latvia game. Oh, big friggin' hit right there. Wow, Hannafin just crunched the Latvian forward. I think that was Vilmanis. Maybe that's a payback for the McAvoy hit last week. Oh, Latvia has a little pressure on the Americans right now. They are getting they are getting some pretty good rebounds off of Connor Hellebuck. I saw some USA fans in the chat going, when Latvia scored, why did he not cover that up? And it was a good point. Why did he not cover that up? Jake, Pretty Princess says Adam keeps getting the coolest games. LOL. Been pretty good. I've been pretty lucky so far. The Italian game, man, I'm gonna think about that game for a long time. And I call it the Italian game. What's that, Hayden? Yeah. Hayden said, I feel bad for Jesse. He's had 2 5-0 blowouts. Looks like Latvia's going to the box here, by the way. I think there was a holding call. So USA's got 6 guys out there. They're going to try to extend this as much as they can. By the way, the Latvian players are all tired, too. This is the end of a shift for them. You can see it. They can't move. They're exhausted. Oh, just missed, too. Matthews with the puck. Down low to Gensel. Gensel back to the point. Brock Faber to Matthews. Shot, and that goes off on ankle, and, oh, Matthews is giving him shit. Oh, it got close. All right, listen. I know it's not pretty, and I know if you were on my stream yesterday, you saw this. I have to go blow my nose. So, Hayden, please mute the chat. Give me 2 seconds here. I could breathe again. Ha. Ha. Did you mute it, Hayden, or did they all hear my trumpet? You did mute me? Did Hayden mute me or did he do me dirty? Chad tried to get you to do it. I do have the loudest dad sinuses in the world, by the way. Like I do have I don't know what it is. Like, so some of you might know this, but up until 2023, I was in radio as well as doing SDPN. And for the last 5 years of my career, I was doing mornings at a station called Virgin Radio in town. And my mom was on the station just down the hall called Chum. And I said to you, because I fill in for her from time to time or fill in with her from time to time too. And I said, do you miss having me around? And she's like, I'll tell you what I don't miss. Listen to you blow your nose every morning. Because it would go all the way down a really long hallway. Anyway. Lane Mitchell is calling out Hayden, saying, Hayden, be a real streamer and clip farm this. Hayden, you're getting called out. Did Draisaitl just score again, by the way, for Germany? Because somebody said it in the chat. No. Period ended 1-1. Okay. All right. Here we go. Americans to the power play. It's like, this is like an all-star game too. Like Quinn Hughes, Matt Tkachuk. Like, this is an insane power play. Matthews is on it. Sexy. Eichel. I'm so jealous of Hayden having Quinn Hughes on his team. I'm so jealous. Guy is sick. He's all wheels, man. Look at him. Look at him go right now. He's so sick. Tkachuk. Down low to Eichel. To Hughes. Shot. Merzlikins with the save. You know Merzlikins going to have to pull a rabbit out of a hat if they have a chance here. Jet Legend says, damn, Hayden, I'm on a bus to work and I was going to play Adam blowing his nose for the entire bus. We need the entertainment here. Down under. Oh, we got an Aussie in the chat. Let's go. What time is it in Australia anyway? And what part of Australia? Because that's a big place. Austin Rogers. I see why Leaf fans get annoyed by Matthews. Dang. I'm not really annoyed with him most of the time. I'm annoyed with the fact that the Leafs seem unable to get him the puck. The Americans will figure it out. Hayden says, wow, you're already turning on your captain less than a period in. What are you, Leaf fans? Ha ha! Woo! Just too toxic. You're just too toxic. I'm kidding. Is it the American media pressure getting to Austin Matthews? You know, we got to ask the question. Boley with a show. Oh, that is blocked. So far, Latvians are doing a manageable job. Oh, big save by Merzlikins, and the Latvians clear, and that's going to just about do it with 14 seconds left on this power play. 2:20 left in the first. 2:14 left in the first now, and the Latvians clear it one last time, and it is over. 2 minutes to go, and the Latvians could take the Americans into the first period tied 1-1, but we'll see. We shall see. We wanted the Italians to do that too, but Sweden scored with like a minute to go in the first period. It was 2-1. At one point, that game was 2-2. I swear to God, guys, if you got nothing to do at some point, which who has that much time? Oh, off the post, Nelson, who's already scored and had a goal overturned, just fired when he beat Merzlikins. He does not beat the iron, that cold Italian steel. Because they're in Italy, you get it? I don't know if Italians make steel, but I'm just saying. I don't know if there's any big steel mills, smelters, I guess. Canes fan says, I'm cold and tired, and I think I might be getting sick. Listening to this is the only thing keeping me from going home early. Well, I'm thrilled to have you here. You know, I'm so thrilled that so many of you showed up, too. This is great. I mean, it's a mid-afternoon game. You never know if people are working or whatever. But, hey, it's Team USA, Team Latvia. Hayden says he's watched every hockey game today because Hayden's bragging. Hey, I'm Hayden. I'm better. I'm better than you. I'm Hayden. I'm better than you. I'm kidding. I didn't watch the Switzerland-France game. Who won? Oh, okay, so this. Oh, it was a 6 a.m. game. So actually, that gives me a good. This is a good reminder. Hey, everybody. I'm. So Hayden was pointing me in this direction. Hayden got up for the Switzerland-France game today. I didn't. I didn't even know what happened. But tomorrow morning, 6:10, Sweden, Finland. Me and I think. It's me and Maddie. So Maddie and I are handling. Hayden gets to sleep in tomorrow, although he'll get up and watch. Sweden, Finland tomorrow, 6:10 Eastern Standard Time here in Toronto. It'll be afternoon time in Europe. Do not miss that game. Like Finland, Sweden is the Nordic version of Canada, USA. Like this is a monster matchup. Do not miss that game. I will be with you. I will be awake. Whether or not I have a full voice back, I don't know. Did you hear me crack there? I was like, whether or not I have a full voice back. 39.4 seconds to go. Shot. Oh, big save by Merzlikins. And now the U.S. hits the post again. Big save by Merzlikins. Merzlikins makes another save. Wow. A lot of iron and a lot of turnovers for poor Team USA in this first period. Wow. The Latvians are going on a hope and a prayer here, but they are tied with 15 seconds to go in the first period. Wow. Oh, Robert is also working with us tomorrow morning. Sorry, Rob. We're going to get up early and we're going to have a good old time. That's all I want to say. Brian says, how are we liking Albert Smits? I think he's pretty good. Latvia's putting together a good effort here. Yeah, Eichel definitely thought that puck was in. Crossbar. Merzlikins thought it was in. He did the goalie freeze where they're like, oh, I got beat. 3 seconds to go here. And Hayden and I are doing Slovakia, Sweden, Saturday, 6 a.m. That will be a big matchup. If Finland wins tomorrow against Sweden, tomorrow's a must-win for Finland. If they beat Sweden, that Sweden-Slovakia game, Saturday morning at 6:10, which I'm also doing with Hayden, is going to be berserk. It's going to be crazy. I mean, listen, in a crazy world, Slovakia's got an opportunity here to go unbeaten. Can you imagine? Anyway. Oh, so really good opportunities for Team USA in that first period, but no luck. No luck. A couple of posts, couple of overturned goals, and baby, we got a tie game with Latvia. Now, you guys know that Tim Hortons got these hockey cards, and if you're in the United States, I don't know if they have them for you, but Canadians, you can get your Olympic hockey cards here. And Jesse's been searching for the donut card, which gets him a free donut. I am searching for the Sidney Crosby autograph card. There's 87 of those. There are also 29 Nathan McKinnon autograph cards in circulation. Wouldn't mind one of those. But let's go through a couple of packs and see what we got before we throw to a clip. All right? So, by the way, somebody said, Adam, do you still sound like the famed agent? People yesterday were trying to get me to talk like I was Alan Walsh because I kind of sound like him. And they might not have been wrong. I was like, triple hard cap, Gary Bettman, George Peros in his kangaroo court. A little bit. I sound a little less like him. All right. So there's two main cards, and then there are two base cards, and then there's like a surprise card, okay? First card, Seraphilia. Big part of this year's team. Oh, next one is Sam Reinhart, who was very good today. And this is him as the captain of the World Juniors team. Man, he was good back then. And I got a gold medal card, and it's a good one. A classic. If you're a Lightning fan, you're going to love this. Martin St. Louis. Yeah, 2014 gold medal winner in Sochi. We love Martin. Also, if you're a Habs fan, Francois Lebel, you'd love that one. All right, are we ready? Are you ready? Somebody said, "Damn, you do sound like Alan." What other Alanisms can I get to here while I'm on it? Bruce Springsteen. I don't know. Anyway, hang on. All right. Halak Spring. We love that. Okay. All right. Oh, I got a couple of good ones here. So, Los Angeles' own, well, he's Canadian, but Quinton Byfield. Good card. That's him in the World Juniors. We got big part of if Canada's going to have any success on the women's side, it's going to be her. Sarah Nurse, baby. And this one's interesting because the card's actually different. So you see how there's like the glossy effect? Look, I look like one of those nail influencers. Like, hey guys, do you see this? You know, you're on TikTok and they're like, why do they do that? Why do they make that? Is it the ASMR thing? You know, when they make that noise, can you guys hear that? Why do they do that? Silly. Or here's how they started TikTok. What is that? I got another one, and it's a Sam Reinhard one, and it's called Celebrated Prodigies. I'll tell you what it says on the back. Reinhardt racked up 6 points in 7 games to help Canada win bronze at the 2012 Under-18 World Championship. There you go. Now, Hayden, what clip do we have for this intermission? Okay, so remember how I was telling you guys that the rules are a little bit different for this tournament? It's like a fusion of NHL and IIHF rules. Well, we're going to go through some of them in this clip so you can kind of understand them. And Jesse has some complaints. Triple hard cap. Play the clip. Let's talk a little bit about the Olympics, gentlemen. Let's start today. We ready to go? Right now, we got Finland, Slovakia. Right now, as we're recording.
Right now.
And I do want to mention our stream calendar because I think that's kind of like a big deal. Obviously, you've seen 3 Jesse games already with the Canadian women's team, and we're going to start with that in a second.
Nope,
because I want your breakdown.
There were 2.
Oh, it's 2, right? Because they moved one of them.
No, well, 3. I just prefer to imagine yesterday's didn't happen.
There were actually 3, yes.
Yeah.
And today at 3:10, I'm doing Sweden, Italy. Although I'm not even sure this episode will be out by then. Tomorrow, Steve, at 10 a.m., 10:40 a.m., it's Canada, Czechia. And then later on, it is USA, Latvia for me. And then the next day, Canada, Switzerland. And I'm doing Sweden, Finland. So it's ramping up. It's picking up. And I want to, before we sort of get the hockey side under the way, can we go through the rules?
Yes.
Of the men's tourney? Because the IIHF put this out. And I think it'll be interesting to see how this is done because it's going to be ref by NHL refs. NHL Department of Player Not Safety is going to be there too to penalize people. Here's what the IIHF is saying. Physical play is called a bit differently. In IIHF games, officials focus less on whether a player is injured and more on whether an action is recklessly endangering an opponent. That means officials focus more on the action of a hit versus the result.
I would love the NHL's response to this statement.
Endangering a player versus an injury, especially in a tournament where safety is a top priority.
Because the NHL would say, well, we don't do that. We don't do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do. And here you are getting called out by another governing body of hockey.
Safety first, no exceptions. If a player loses their helmet, they must immediately leave the ice. No finishing the play. You'll see mandatory neck laceration protectors worn by all players as well during warmups and during games. Penalties don't always change the numbers. Coincidental minor penalties won't lead to 4-on-4 hockey like in the NHL. Instead, teams stay 5-on-5, keeping the game structure consistent. Reviews and challenges. So I actually don't mind that rule because so many teams like specifically Tampa and Florida are really good at, I've taken a penalty. Now I'm going to goad you into one. So at very least, we're canceling each other out.
Yes.
Kind of like that. And oftentimes it benefits them because they're highly skilled. Reviews and challenges. It's on the team. So one key thing to watch late in games, the situation room will not be able to step in under any circumstances. If a play is challengeable, it is up to the teams to make the call, even in overtime. And face-offs and crease, that might look a little bit different. Centers won't get kicked out of face-offs. Yay!
Oh, okay.
Instead, violations are handled the same way as after icing. And if a team commits a second violation on the same draw, it results in a bench minor penalty. Around the net, referees may stop a play if an attacking player establishes position in a goal crease as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. And overtime and shootouts, small details matter. In Olympic play, teams do not change ends in overtime or shootouts. They defend the same end as they had in the third period.
So that's interesting because it makes it less of a line change competition.
Yeah.
No long change on the 3-on-3.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the rules that the AAHF kind of put out there. And obviously, I think we'll get at least one bench minor for a face-off.
100%.
But I do kind of like, I kind of wish we could have a rule that just eliminates the fake dropping of the puck generally. Maybe the officials have to sit in the box for 2 minutes for fake dropping it. If you can't properly drop a puck at this point, what are you doing?
For every fake drop, you must answer one question.
But those are some of the rules that you should get used to as this happens. And, I'm kind of curious about some of the adjustments, specifically as it pertains to calling a penalty. Like going back to that first point, I think that's the biggest one.
I think the biggest one is still low-key the neutral zone.
What do you mean, the short neutral zone?
Yeah, and it's not a rule change or anything. It's just everyone's timing is going to be off. And I almost feel like your lack of chemistry with your teammates is beneficial, right? If there's a guy you're familiar with and, he likes his passes up the ice this way. No, you're going to screw it up.
Right.
Because you're off by 3 feet. That's a lot of feet.
I'm with the complete opposite side of the neutral zone with you in that it won't make a difference.
You don't think so, huh?
No.
Maybe.
What have you seen on the women's side?
That's where I've seen like the game looks the exact same. You barely notice it because so much of the game is spent in either team's offensive zone, right? So I feel like the transitions, like, yeah, they're going a little quicker, but it's such a little bit of a difference that I don't know if it would be any sort of change to the actual style of hockey.
Okay.
The one thing that they don't mention there that I think is the biggest rule difference is the most egregious mistake they've made, and that's having the elimination games plus the gold medal games play 3-on-3 overtime.
Thank you.
That to me is so upsetting in the way that they've structured this tournament, where you have the elimination games playing 3-on-3 until 20 minutes, and then they go to a shootout, and then the bronze and the gold medals just doing continuous 3-on-3. 3-on-3 hockey to me is like it's not a different sport, but it's a different style of hockey. It's you're playing something different as opposed to 5-on-5. And if this is the Olympics, this is supposed to be the highest level of sport that we have as humans. Why are we changing the game so drastically for the most important moments?
The point of 3-on-3 overtime in the regular season is to wrap it up.
Commercials and the news they have to get to at 11.
Yeah.
Like that's why we don't play baseball games till infinity anymore. And they have the ghost runner sitting at second base because, we got to get to things in society because TV's playing. But this
These are
is the
high
Olympics.
leverage games, right?
It's 2 weeks. You're playing 7 games max, maybe. You can play. No, it's not even that. You're playing 1 game. I'm asking for like the gold medal to just be 5-on-5 forever. We can run that forever. It's 1 game. We can make the sacrifice as a society to extend the time for this 1 game. It matters.
Has it ever even been a problem?
No.
Right? Like,
how long did 2010 last?
Not
that long.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe? Like, yeah.
So
we're solving a problem that's not there.
That really upset me. That bothers me. If we get to the gold medal game, it's Canada USA, and they're out there and it's 3-on-3, and Matthew Tkachuk scores a 3-on-3 goal. I'm gonna be pissed for the next 80 years of my life.
No. Here's what's great about that: if your team wins, it's a fine and noble rule. If your team loses, it's actually rigged bullshit.
Yeah.
I wonder who had the influence on that. Was that IHF or was that NHL? Because that feels NHL to me.
I don't have a good answer.
They might want to say, like, from a PA or an NHL perspective, they might want to say, well, we want to shorten the overtimes because we don't want to kill these guys because it opens them up to injuries.
It's 1 game.
I know. Listen, I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I'm spitballing here because I don't know. I don't even know if I don't know the IHF rules off by heart. I'm not that much of a hockey nerd. So
are we soft launching getting rid of the shootout? Like in the NHL?
I don't think they're doing that. No.
Well, then what is the point?
To shorten the overtime. They don't want you playing too much. They don't want you exposed to injuries. That's what I think is going on.
But in these games, it's 5-on-5 overtime.
Mhm.
Then it goes to the shootout. And then the game's decided.
Yep.
And then the gold medal comes around and we all sort of agree this is basically, I think it might literally be the last event of the Olympics.
Mhm.
All right, yeah, play it, keep going. And then someone scores and it's over.
Yeah. Let me read the rules out for each round just for the people to understand what is happening in this tourney. So in the preliminary round, teams will play a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime. If nobody scores, we move to a shootout. So the prelims are playing like the NHL. You know, NHL regular season, how they're doing the prelims. That's okay.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
A-okay.
In elimination games, so we get to the single knockout tourney. Before the gold medal contest, OT will be 10 minutes, 3-on-3, followed by a shootout. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't like that we're deciding elimination games by a shootout, but that's been kind of standard throughout the Olympics, so I can kind of deal with that.
Yeah, it's pretty standard in international play.
Yeah, shootouts are kind of a part of that.
Yeah.
So we do that for the elimination games before the gold medal game. Now we get to the gold medal game. There is no shootout in the gold medal game. If the contest is tied after 60 minutes, the teams will play 3-on-3 overtime in 20-minute periods until a winner is determined.
Yeah, I don't like that.
If we're doing that, have 2 extra guys out there for each team to play 5-on-5.
Yeah, this is
What?
3-on-3 for 20 minutes is like, that's not preventing anything.
Well, that's the thing is like I would say that now looking at that in words, I'm like, oh, that might create injuries.
yes. Yes,
guys
it
are
will.
gonna these guys are gonna have to fucking wheel for 20 minutes.
I don't understand what they're trying to solve with this.
What did they do with Four Nations, guys? I can't remember.
Do you
guys remember?
It was
5-on-5.
It was 5-on-5
Yeah.
because it went to OT.
Even in the round robin?
Round robin, no. Round robin was different.
Okay. I can't like
they had.
Oh, I think that was 3-on-3 because Canada,
Yeah.
Sweden.
You remember because Sweden didn't they like not lose a game in regulation?
Yeah. They lost to Canada in OT.
And then they won one game in OT. And
Yeah.
Anyways, I like it's we can't change it now. It's what we're stuck with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really hope the team that wins the gold medal does it in regulation, and we don't have a gold medal decided on somebody deciding to rag the puck back. Oh, he circles back again. Oh, he circles back again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he breaks out and he scores a goal. I don't want that.
Sidney Crosby with the puck attacks the blue line, curls back to wait for a change.
Oh, he's
like
got-
imagine that butterfly effect.
Like that's the golden goal?
No, thank you.
Well,
No.
you don't have a choice. If it does get you the golden
No.
goal, like as you
Oh,
said.
no. To
it's
be
a
clear,
fabulous
if
rule.
Canada wins that way, noble and brilliant.
Yeah. No, we love the rules.
Man, they
all
were
along.
such geniuses.
Attaboy, Gary. Gary, you know who
Yeah.
it is. Attaboy. I can't get it out.
So yeah, those are the rule changes. Something to look out for. Yesterday, the Canadian women took on the American women, and Jesse streamed the whole game. And it would appear to me, and I'm gonna ask you, Jesse, that there is a gap between these two teams. And if you've been paying attention to their international unfriendlies, the last 365 days,
Or international hostile. Yes.
the Americans have outscored Canada in those games 29-7 in the last year. And I don't know how much of a gap Marie-Philippe Poulin could fill in, but it seems to me like it might be too big of one for even her.
I don't know how much I should save with how upset I am with the management of Hockey Canada and how they've gone with this team for the Olympics, because they haven't lost the gold medal game yet.
No.
Like, this is to be fair to these two teams and disrespectful to the other countries. This is a 1-game tournament. It's the gold medal game. It's going to be Canada and the USA, as it should be, and that's where it's going to come down.
I mean,
It better be.
it's
it
getting
better
to the
be.
point where I hope so. Like, you see that, and I'm like,
it's
all right, someone might give them fits.
and it's fair to have that fear because Team USA beat Canada by the same score that they beat Switzerland.
My God, do I have a story for you guys. So the Oshawa General sent out an email to their to their season ticket holders, and they reminded them to shower. I'm paraphrasing, but they're like, keep your hygiene in mind. Anyway, it went, as you would expect, viral. And the Generals just released a statement about 40 minutes ago saying, official statement, hey, Gens Nation, we took a penalty on that last one. It's not our place to overstep like we did. We are sorry, and hopefully we can wash this off. That is funny, dude. That is... I got to give them credit. Hayden says I don't think they did anything wrong. Yo, man, if listen, other people go to the game. If you got too many smelly folks and you felt the need to tell people, then tell people, right? Are we by the way, Hayden, are we live on X as well? We are not. No. In a way, yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, listen, let me tell you this. I think they handled that pretty damn well. All right, we're off. Second period underway. 2-1 Germany. It looks like Tim Stutzla put it in. Hayden, can you give me a breakdown of that goal just so I can, because I can't look at it in highlights on Twitter because the IOC will hunt us down, potentially kill us all. Oh, you can't see it either. Of course you can't. Why would you be able to see it? Well, it looks like the USA is taking a penalty early here. The Latvians, I think it's Gensel that's going to go to the box. Latvians with the puck, and they do the smart thing, dump it down, make the Americans touch it in their own end, and the Latvians are going to start the power play in the offensive zone, which is exactly what you want to do. Jake Gensel to the box. I want to see this replay. I didn't see what happened. Hooking call. Show me the replay. There it is. Oh, yeah. Just a minor hook, but it's a hook all the same. Blink says, I guess Ontario has a lot of smelly people. Well, I think the smelly people exist anywhere. Maybe people are just sweaty because they're excited. Ostino17 says, what channel is this game on in Canada? I got it on Sportsnet. I'm on... I'm just pulling up the thing here. Sportsnet Ontario's got it. That's what I'm watching on. Oh, shot. And the Americans are going to clear, by the way. The one junior MC, hello from San Jose. How about that Celebrini goal? Man, I texted a couple people I know from the Sharks from when we met them. And they were like, yeah, he's all world. Let's go. Sick. It was so sick. By the way, it's on CBC Gem, too. People are saying. I just have it on Sportsnet. Sedin Magic 15 says, hello, Gripper Nation. I'm not actually watching the game, but I'm currently sitting by the pool in Palm Springs. Definitely going to hang out and listen to Adam's amazing play-by-play. I haven't been doing a lot of that today, mostly because we've been breaking down the overturned goals and the posts. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw Connor McDavid's hit in the game this morning. Brad Marchand told reporters he thought it was Tom Wilson. He said, when I went back to the bench, Marshy said, great hit, Willie. Tom Wilson said Brad Marchand thought it was him. Marchand said, great hit, Willie. And he said, no, that was McDavid. That's funny. Balinskits. Not a whole lot going on for Latvia in this power play, although they are creating some opportunities for themselves. We kind of know this as this power play expires for the United States. Good penalty kill for the U.S. here. You kind of know that Latvia is not going to control a lot of the rate of play, but they might have a couple of opportunities like they almost had right there. Dan Lockmellis had an opportunity, but just couldn't get to the puck soon enough. Slavin, the shot. Misses. Puck is poked out. After it is Ravinskis. Florida Cats Culture says nobody is on the stream to hear about Canada. Oh, Well, fair enough. Fair enough. But you're gonna anyway. Hey, I was talking a lot about Sweden and Italy earlier, so we're talking about the tournament, baby. All right, how many people from Buffalo have tuned in here? I'd like to know that. Any Buffalonians? Wierenski drops it to Tage Thompson. How's that for a defense pair, eh? Just yeah. We'll take the second best defenseman in the league and the third best defenseman in the league, and we'll put them on a pair together. Rowinski and friggin' Quinn Hughes. That's got to be the most mobile pair of defensemen in the entire Olympics. That's crazy that they can do that. And we got Binghamton. We got Rochester, New York, which is close. Lana says, I like Buffalo as a team, but I wouldn't want to live there. Williamsville, Buffalonian once removed. My dad is from there. I'm from Buffalo. Pittsburgh. Well, that's not upstate New York. I'm just wondering, Chicktawaga and some of the other places in and around. Want to know how many people who are watching Tage Thompson on this stream. It is interesting Clayton Keller was scratched for today. Gergensons carrying that puck behind, gets it out to the point. Yachts. Cross. Latvia's doing some good stuff. Back after it is Christoph Zeal. Gets it up. I think the Latvians, no, they're not offside. Francois says, go Canada, go. Letters of Rack says, I'm from Albany. Where are my rats at? Gotta love the River Rats. I'm going to come. I want to come see I want to see a River Rats game in person. Hey, Adam, watching from Lima, Peru. Yes, we got service and it's working quite well. My family says, hola, ya amigo. Thank you. Alex, please say hello to your family as well. Or hola. Because I'm not in Canada anymore. I'm in Canada. Or however Bad Bunny said it on the Super Bowl. Canada. I am from Haiti, from Scarborough. I don't know if Americans are aware of this, you guys watching, but Canada collectively lost its mind when we kind of lose our mind when we get a shout out for anything because we mostly get ignored. But when Bad Bunny shouted us out, everybody was like, thank you, Bad Bunny. And the country was pretty thrilled about it. I'm not going to lie. The River Rats became the Charlotte Checkers. Well, there you go. I didn't know that. Ghost of War says, would you rather have Canada win gold or Matthews win gold and, quote, change reputation, then win a cup with the Leafs in the next 2 years? Jeez. You know what, Robert? Make that one into a poll because I don't know how to answer that. I'm going to say Canada gold because I don't believe the Leafs would win the cup in the next 2 years. I just don't believe it. But Robert, if you can make that into a poll, I'd love to know how people would vote. Hello, Adam. Ich bin in Berlin. Isn't it? Is it? I'm a Berliner. Ich bin ein Berliner. Oh, is it Justin on the chat? It's not Robert. Am I out of my mind? Oh, it's Justin now. It's not. Oh, Justin's gonna kill me. I don't know. I'm sorry, Rich. I'm sorry, Justin. I'm sorry. It's Ich bin Berliner. Ich bin Berliner. I am in Berlin. Dang, it might be Berliner. Yeah, sorry, Justin. Justin, oh no. Now I've got the SDPN chat against me. I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble now. There's no way the SDPN account is now coming after me. Berliner, I hardly know her. Stop. Oh, big hit on Quinn Hughes. Monster hit. That would be Giannis Yachts, who's been all up in the Americans' faces. He's a tough SOB, this guy. By the way, I talked to Alan a little bit this morning. Mr. Walsh, he was at the Czech Canada game today. Said it was awesome. Giannis Yachts, by the way, played 20 games in the AHL and also went to American International College. But he is originally from Lakava, Latvia, and he's a big boy, 6 feet, 200 something pounds, and he plays in the Czech league right now with Karlovy Vary HC. Am I saying that right? Anyway, he's number 72, and he's taken every opportunity to be a complete bastard to the United States. There's Matthews out there, out front, Gensel with the puck, gets it stolen. Gergensons, who is centering the top line for this Latvian team, still tied 1-1 midway through the second period. RJMC, what channel is this on? It is on Sportsnet. It is on TSN. It is free on CBC Gem. If you are in the States, I believe it is on Peacock. Just letting you all know. Just letting you all know. Yeah, this Latvian team, like, they're not getting caved, and they never really do. Like, sometimes it's like it's a lot of shots, but their goalie saves them a little bit. This Latvian team's in the game. I'm curious for our American watchers, because Americans have been really, really down on the team that Bill Guerin and Chris Drury and Stan Bowman put together. How do you like it so far? We're halfway through the first game, 30 minutes in here. What do we think? Vaughn Monty says, I want our team to lose. Darth Quater says, no danger chances for the U.S. Past the point, no screen. MRA says, I hate Trocheck and Brock Nelson. Why? I have always had a big crush on Vinny Trocheck. I think he's such a good hockey player. And I also love Brock Nelson. Orange Native says, I feel like we should have brought more speed. And Mills says, I like our chances, but the GMing is garbage. Nesta says the fourth line has done nothing. Fido says, no Caulfield or Lane Hudson. Our team sucks. Francois LaBelle says, I think the famous JFK quote is Ich bin ein Babermagnet. I think that wasn't that Reagan? Ich bin ein Berliner. And then Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. It has been kind of fascinating. Now, the Czechs are getting doubled up. Oh, sorry, not Czechs. Excuse me, Latvians getting doubled up. Oh, here we go. I just said Czechs because I watched them this morning. Down low, Latvia. So it's 3-1 Germany. Who put it in for the who put it in for them? Do we know? Sedin Magic 15 says Latvia can be a pain in the ass with sneaky good goaltending. Man, Canada almost got embarrassed by Latvia. They've been embarrassed by Latvia in the U18s. But at the Olympics, man, Sochi, 2014, Draisaitl scored again. Wow. Kachuk to other Kachuk. By the way, Brady was the one that scored earlier. Out come the Latvians. Cross the line. Shot. That's their 11th shot of the game. Not a hard one for Hellebuck to handle. You know, one of the things I think Canada's going to have fits with against the United States is the mobility of their defense. You know, you can make an argument, obviously, about how Bill Guerin chose this, but one thing I will not argue with him is he chose the right defenseman. And obviously the goaltending was pretty obvious who was going to come. Any team that has Zach Werenski and Quentin Hughes on it, and Slavin, like, what? Stupid. Here we go. Out come the Latvians again. 9:46 left in the second period. Listen, this game has remained tied a lot longer than anybody thought it would. A lot longer. Latvians, man, when they come to international competition, they always flip and bring it. That's why I think I mean, Germany and Slovakia are going to give them a hard shot, but I am really curious in this tournament who finishes. Oh, terrible giveaway. And Brock Nelson, who scored in the first period, had it taken back, scores again on the backhand. Great move on Elvis Merzlikins. And this kind of dovetails perfectly with the amazing season he has been having in Colorado. He's been absolutely spectacular. He's been the second line center replacement they have needed since Kadri left. And boy, oh boy, the fourth line center for Team USA comes up big yet again today. Although people are saying maybe they should challenge it. What's that, Hayden? Hayden wants to know if he was offside. I don't think he was offside this time. I don't think so. All right. Matthews loses the faceoff. Oh, Matthews lost the faceoff draw. All right. Hayden has a question for us in chat. Yes. Oh, chat. Hayden's got a good one. All right, guys. If you can, if your country, whatever country you are cheering for, whatever country you're from, does not win gold, who would you want to win gold? A lot of Americans in the chat. Got some Latvians in the chat. What do we think, guys? If it can't be your team, who would you want? By the way, I'm not allowed to play Freebird every time the Americans score. A lot of people saying Canada, Germany, Italy. A lot of Canada. I'm actually really surprised. Oh, Crosby. A lot of Pittsburgh fans. Slovakia, Italy. Well, I think for me, obviously, you know, if it can't be Canada, right? Then for me, I want it to be some underdog, some crazy story, like a Germany or something like that, you know, or Slovakia. Team that just embarrasses everybody. Hayden says if it can't be Canada, I don't want US, Finland, or Sweden winning. And he's like, I'm okay with anybody else winning, though. Austino says, Adam, have you seen that clip of Freddie Anderson pronouncing his own name? I haven't, but I bet it's Friedrich Andersen. Kellen Barr, 59, says Brock Nelson gets his first goal on his fourth time beating this goalie. Sheesh. That's true. That's true. He had to hit the post a couple of times and then beat him and had a goal called back. It's poor Brock Nelson. And I saw or somebody in the chat say Brock Nelson is 36 going on 75. He and Connor Hellebuck look like they belong in the Civil War. I'm not going to lie. They both look like Union soldiers. Latvia pushing here. This is the first line, by the way. Valmanis, Gergensons, some NHL names you recognize. Edwards, Traulmax as well. Now, if you don't know who Edwards Traulmax is, let me tell you a little bit about him. He is from Riga, plays right now with the Grand Rapids Griffins in the Detroit system. Played in the Czech League last year with Kladno. He's got 18 goals in the AHL this year. That's no joke, dude. Good goal scorer. Here comes Quinn Hughes. Uh-oh, we got a missing stick. Quinn Hughes going to take advantage of that. Around the net. Shot. Oh, Matthews absolutely fans on it. A very sexy Quinn Hughes setup. Pulled it all the way around the net. A little backhand sauce. And Matthews just is like, I'm not used to people passing me the puck anymore in Toronto. Austin Rogers says, if not USA, give it to our neighbors to the north. Well, that's very kind of you, Austin. Chris Peters says the Griffins are a wagon in the AHL. Oh, we got some Detroit fans in here. Go Griffins. Go Grand Rapids. Brock Lon Cheney Nelson. That's funny. I can't believe Matthews missed that shot. He's usually money on one-timers like that. 23-11 are the shots, guys. Listen, as much as we expected USA to dominate this game, and they are, Latvia's put up a pretty damn good effort. And they always do. They always do. Lana says Matthews is saving all that energy for a Leafs playoff push. Now, that's a funny joke, Lana. This is going to be our first time doing a bunch of streams this year and not having the Leafs in it. It's going to be weird. John Gibson. I wonder if it's the real John Gibson. Toronto, quick question for you. What's worst case scenario, missing the playoffs or getting hot and then losing in the first or second round again? Worst case scenario is missing the playoffs, but they're going to miss the playoffs. MRA says Matthews white skates going to look good in Philadelphia. You think so, huh? Yeah, Hayden said because the pressure in Philly is so much lighter than Toronto. Man, Philly fans, you guys are, fanatics. You guys are crazy. Philly's a wild place for fandom. I absolutely love it, but it's wild. Ronox77 says, if you had to make a Canada-USA trade, who would you trade for Matthews? Man, that's a good question. Oh, man. I don't know. Now you got me on the spot. Who would Canada? Oh, Brady Tkachuk with a massive hit, and he strips Yannick. And look, Tkachuk with a shot. Oh, what an unbelievable play. Matthew Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk, they are in there. They're causing shit. What an unbelievable play that was. Brady getting into it with the Latvian defense. That'd be Jan Yaks and Christoph Ziels. No, Pretzel Hunt, you're making fun of me for my Philly take. Listen, my voice sucks today. I'm trying to hold it together, but I'm really, really not feeling great. Look, Yaks gets crushed here by Brady. And look at Eichel. Look at how quickly Eichel reacts there. That is a power turn, great pass, and a good save by Merzlikins. Philly fans are crazy for a lot of reasons that I cannot say on this stream. We'll put it that way. If you're from Philadelphia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys are nuts. Me vote, how much of a beast is Slavkovsky for Slovakia? Buddy, Slavkovsky at the Olympics is another level. It's why he was drafted first overall in 2022. People forget because a lot of people just ignored hockey at the last Winter Olympics. Slavkovsky was the star of the tournament. He's a monster. All right, here we go. Larkin, down low. Connor. Oh, McAvoy almost snuck one in. Merzlikins was hip to that, but whew. You know, somebody asked me on the stream yesterday, how many players do you think get a contract offer because GMs or scouts got to see them at this tournament? You know what? Like that maybe never had a shot before. I don't know, but I hope it's more than one. Like a lot of people, a lot of teams don't have a lot of European scouting. Some of them just don't invest the money. And I wonder, you know, like how many NHL scouts are at a DEL game or an Austrian league game, right? In any 1 year. MDD 3084 says, if USA can't win, despite you calling my team a-holes, I would choose Canada. Well, that's very kind of you. And the a-holes thing was meant as a compliment, you see. Luke says, what's good, Adam? Love from Chicago. I'm not a Blackhawks fan. Not all Blackhawks fans hate SDPN or your takes. You know what? Chicago's been amazing to us. We're very, very lucky. Blackhawks fans have always been very kind. Never had an issue. So the third German goal is Stützle from Draisaitl. Wow. Lana says easy money taking the Draisaitl and Stützle props today. No kidding. I mean, if they're going to score, especially against a team like Denmark, it's going to be those two guys. Oh, Boldy. Great setup from Gensel. Matthews line getting something going here. Sanderson to Faber. Faber down low to Boldy. Teammates in Minnesota. I hate it. Thanks. 3 Minnesota Wild on this Team USA team. Thanks. I hate that too. Damn Aiden and his cool team. 3 on Sweden as well. Wow. And there would be 1 on Russia. But they're not here. Oh. Rowinski. I almost said Wyshynski. Eichel. Up to, oh, okay. All right. Eichel's got it again. This Kachuk line with Eichel is fun. They're fun. They're like the Bash Brothers out there. We got a Latvian penalty, by the way. 6 USA players out. Matthews is the extra man. Had a little bit of a look there. Kachuk, Matthew on the boards. He's high. He's going to take a shot. Slap pass in. Oh! And Brady thought he had a goal there, but it just went wide. Great play. Eichel. To Werenski to Eichel. Latvians' legs are burning. You can tell they can't move out there. USA is really extending this, and the Latvians finally clear. Merzlikins is bent over there. I hope he's not hurt. Is he tired or is he hurt? I can't tell. You know, it's so funny watching the USA chat, or watching this chat, and how many American fans are so down on the team. And I have to remind you that this is Latvia. And Latvia, I don't know if you guys ever played Pokemon, but Latvia gets a super boost in international tournaments. Latvia, if you played Red Dead Redemption, Latvia is like a team with all bad guns but incredible aim. It's like a character with all terrible guns, incredible aim. Incredible. Ethan says Team USA is not impressing me at all. Listen, man, Latvia is not a slouch. That's the thing. I think some of you are expecting them to just roll Latvia. Nobody rolls Latvia. Nobody. MRA says Latvia are like Space Marines. Yeah, I like that. What's a good video game equivalent for Latvia, Hayden? Because you're a big gamer. What do we think? Yeah, like a character that shouldn't be good, but is OP for no reason. Ice Climbers in what? Oh, in Super Smash Brothers. Oh, I like that. That's good. Hayden says Ice Climbers in Super Smash Brothers, they're bad unless you know how to use them. Maybe Justin Fisher can weigh in on this too. I'd love to know what he thinks. He's a big gamer. Odd Job and GoldenEye. Great pull. Yes. Odd Job and GoldenEye was such a pain in the ass because he was shorter than everybody, and you had to hold the R button to remember that? Having to aim and shoot. Man, it was you know what? I'm just gonna set up some mines and hope he walks by it. Americans to the power play, kids. Shots are 28-11. Latvia holding the fort, but this is going to be tough. Quinn Hughes is going to have some room. Over to Matthews. Out front, Kachuk. And Merzlikins is able to hold that, but that was a really quick play. This is so crazy. The USA is rolling out Tage Thompson and Matt Kachuk in front of the net. That's just brutal. Matthews with a great play in the Kachuk, by the way. Latvia is like Sergeant Johnson from Halo. Also a good pull. Did somebody say slappers only? Yes. You just go through and everybody who played GoldenEye knows what I'm talking about. Eichel trips a little bit, recovers. 2:32 left in the second period, 1:25 left on the power play. Down low. to Tage, and Tage with that. Oh my God. Tage Thompson with the backhand of a god. Even the Latvian coach is like, damn, there's not much you can do about that. Wow. You got to give him a round of applause. You got to give him that is a monster goal by a monster of a human being. Look at him. He is right in tight on Merzlikins. Merzlikins is rightly going to go down here. You can see him. Goes down, got the back. Wow. He is less than a foot away from that net. Look at that. Oh my God. He even pulls it back, pulls it forward, backhand. That's freaking nuts. I don't know how to describe how hard that is to do. That is creative and insane. Tage, I got goosebumps from Tage Thompson. That, man, I freaking love hockey so much. Oh, Tage Thompson. All right, yeah. By the way, we can't play Freebird, but you can play it in the chat. All of my American fans here or listeners here, you could drop the Eagles in the chat. Play Freebird, baby. Rowinski. Over. Out come the Latvians. Rowinski with a lead pass. Tipped in by Miller. Behind the net. And back out to the point. The Americans are really, really relying on their defense, and who can blame them? You talk about, I was gushing over Quinn Hughes, but you got Slavin, Faber, Rowinski, Sanderson, Noah Hannafin, and Charlie McAvoy. Yeah, they should have the puck sometimes. Look at all the Americans in the chat. Just loving life right now. Yeah, what's up, Hayden? Oh, another backhand try there by the Americans. Hayden has a trivia question. How many wins in the Winter Olympics does Latvia have since 1936? Did you say? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure they've got more than people think. I'm gonna say 10. Sanderson with a shot. Oh, they've got. Hold on. So they got 3 wins. The Latvians have 3 wins in Olympic history since 1936. Wow. So listen, even being tied with the States is a big deal when the team's like that. But Latvian program, listen, Latvia is not a big country. Here they come. States back to Kachuk. Oh, and Nelson's got another goal. What a great setup. Play Freebird. Brock Nelson with what should have been a hat trick, except he was offside or there was goaltender interference. Yeah, he had that tip. It was goaltender interference. Brock Nelson with his 3rd goal, but only the 2nd one that counts. Spock Nelson. I like that. Wow. I'm as free as a bird. And this bird, you cannot change. No. Lord help me. I can't change, says Brock Nelson, who was born at the same time as Leonard Skinner. Fun fact. He's in his 70s. Brock Nelson, dog. Yo, he's why I'm so afraid of, like everybody talks about Nate and Kale in Colorado. Buddy, do you know how afraid I am of the Avalanche because a guy like Brock Nelson, I mean, Marty Nietzsche is having a crazy year too. But it's like, oh, Nathan McKinnon's off the ice. Now you got Brock, he's got like 20 goals in 25 games or whatever. Wow. Great goal. Great setup. The Americans are finding their groove. They're finding it. For all the, okay, so if you were in the chat 5 minutes ago saying, man, I'm not impressed with the Team USA at all, how do you feel now, my American friends? What do we think? Are we feeling a little bit better? I told you they'd figure it out. All right. Are you guys ready? Tim Hortons hockey cards for the Olympic Games. Oh, So the Latvians won 2 games in Salt Lake City and the game in Sochi. Did they not beat the Canadians in Sochi, or they beat someone else? They came close. I think it was Canada won 2-1, I think, or something. It was crazy. Anyway, here we go. You guys ready? I'm doing this specifically for the Americans because I don't think you get these at Tim Hortons in the United States. We only have them here in Canada. But we have these Team Canada hockey cards because our country absolutely slaps. Imagine getting hockey cards at a fast food place. Yeah. I don't think those other coffee companies treat you the way Tim Hortons treats you. Now, every package has a couple of base cards and a special card. It can be a Nathan McKinnon autograph card. It can be a Sidney Crosby card. It can be a $50 gift card. Could be a free donut. Jesse still hasn't got one of those. I know he's what he wants. And these are people that have played for Canada. And one of them was actually on the Four Nations team. He's not on this team. Travis Konechny was at Four Nations. Also got Mason McTavish. Oh, someone who's near and dear to STP's heart, Renata Fost of the PWHL Scepters, who came in and was a really great interview. We love Renata. Such a nice person. Really, really cool. Defenseman of the Year in the PWHL last year. Let's open another pack. By the way, I am not giving Jesse the donut card when I get it. I'm going to get the donut card before Jesse gets it. You guys know that, right? That's how it works. Them's the rules. Hayden, give me a little cue up on what we're going to be, what clip we're running in the second intermission here. Okay, so I love this. So 2 base cards here. Leaf great Luke Shen, who might be a Leaf again before the end of the season, if rumors are to be believed. His Winnipeg Jets teammate, Jonathan Toews, who is also a gold medal winner, was a big part of that Sochi team. And I love this one. This is my favorite Team Canada jersey of all time, and it's just a shame that they couldn't win in it, okay? This jersey slapped. It's the 1998 Nagano jersey, and it is a Northern Stars Patty Roy. Patrick Waugh. Look, okay, now you're asking, Adam, what made it so great? Well, back then, Team Canada was allowed to put the Hockey Canada logo on it, and I still think the Hockey Canada logo rocks. And they had this gray and white stripe on the shoulders. Or, sorry, not on the shoulders. I guess it's just above the pecs, right above the boobies, Telling you, those are sick jerseys. I have downstairs a Team Canada jersey from Nagano from when I was a kid, and it's Theo Fleury, and it's number 74. Theo Fleury was my favorite non-Leaf of all time. I know what he says on Twitter these days. It's a shame. But I'm just telling you, I loved Theo on the ice. All right, one more, and then we're going to get to this thing. Hayden, give me that cue up one more time. What was it? Oh, that's a good one. Okay. Oh, baby. This is a good one. All right, first one. Former Sabre, current Senator, Dylan Cousins. Played a lot of World Championship and U18. We know him. From this year's team, some guy named Golden Goal, Sidney Mother effing Crosby, baby. Woo! And, a gold medalist, Anne-Marie Desbiens, who has started for Canada today. All right, now, you pick those up at your local Tim Hortons. Canada only. Sorry, suckers. And maybe you do want to cross that bridge, America. But you know what? We put a tariff on the hockey cards. So if you buy the hockey cards, we tariff you. All right? We're going to play yesterday's press conference from the SDP. It's actually a really good one. I'm going to come back at the beginning of the third period with more of a voice because I'm going to suck on a halls, and I will see you guys when the third period starts.
Mhm.
5-2, Canada.
Who opens the scoring for Canada?
Tom Wilson. It's the funniest one. That's the funniest answer, right? Gotta be.
I guess, yeah, amongst all of the players, he'd probably be least likely.
And I hope McDavid does everything. Throws 20 moves and Tom Wilson, like, it goes off his skate. That's what I hope.
How much are you buying Nicholas's bold prediction?
Ooh.
Nicholas writes to us on Twitter, not a question, but I want to share my bold prediction. USA hockey won't medal. You heard it here first. So they could lose the bronze medal game.
Yeah.
But that would still be a not medaling, right?
Yes. So I think you're always gonna you're gonna cheer for your team a little too hard. You're always gonna think your team is better than they are, but you're also gonna think your team is worse than they are. And I'm seeing a ton of sentiment like that from Americans. Americans are so unhappy with the way this team was built that I've seen them say that they're not going to medal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not prepared to say that. They're extremely good. But he's not the only guy I've seen say that.
I think when you look at the guys they left home, and there's clear like upgrades they could make. Like I said, it was the last episode when we were talking about Team USA. I'd rather have Jason Robertson in JT Miller's spot, and little stuff like that as a fan would get you annoyed and be like, oh, now we're gonna miss out on a medal for the decisions there. But I think USA's got enough talent where that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, just because the guys that left home might be clear upgrades doesn't mean the guys they brought are bad.
2010 Canadian men's.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I look at, people are looking at like Vinny Trocheck or JT Miller and they're like, wow, we could have brought this guy or that guy or whatever. They have a bunch of those guys. They have a bunch of really great hockey players. Like, I don't know. I think the negativity is a little much at stateside. I really do.
Jason Robertson.
They've got great goaltending.
More than any other player in the world is the one player where I'm like, okay, so there's literally nothing you could have done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've seen the sentiment, like, what else did Mark Scheifele have to do? Well, he had to be better than
a lot of guys.
These guys. And
maybe try defense sometime.
And Jason Robertson, it's like, okay, you were just never getting on.
Yeah.
Because he's clearly a better option than at least one American, probably more.
Like, even if, let's say your fourth line sucks, and your fourth line is four guys, Hughes, Nelson, Miller, and Vinny Trocheck, okay? Let's just say those guys are terrible.
Yeah.
Well, your top nine are still Tkachuk, Eichel, Tkachuk, Gensel, Matthews, Boldy, Connor, Larkin, Thompson.
You should be able to survive.
You should medal.
Yeah.
If you don't, I still, I can understand why people will blame Bill Guerin, but I will also say the players would probably need to take some credit for that one too. This is a great hockey team.
Yeah, this is how it works. You're an idiot if you lose. You're brilliant if you win.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, fair.
This is how it works.
Yeah, I like that. I like that question, though.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They made it clear that it wasn't a question.
Oh, statement.
Oh.
You're right. You're right.
Yes.
Kanesaw writes, I'm gonna rephrase this. They wrote, which happens first when the trade freeze is over? The Leafs finally swing a deal, or Treliving is let go. Obviously, I think if they were going to let go Treliving, they would have done it during this break.
I agree.
That would be the opportunity to do it. But I wanted to ask you guys on where you think Treliving's job sits right now and how much in danger it is depending on how this season goes. Like, are you sitting on, if they miss the playoffs, he loses his job, or do you see this as a Treliving is probably here through next season?
I think he's here until at least April. So that's the end of the season. Then you would at least give the new guy the opportunity to get in there and do the draft. Jeez. I mean, oh boy.
What's his job security? Is it we miss the
Not
playoffs?
good.
If we miss the playoffs, he's done?
Well, I think that's guaranteed at this point.
You go,
Almost.
it's very high likelihood they miss the playoffs.
Them missing the playoffs or them firing him?
Them missing the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
Basically. guaranteed.
I thought you meant it's guaranteed he gets fired.
No, I don't think it is.
I think you evaluate. So, Adam's said a few times, like, he's got to present a plan. So I'm going to sell. Here's the plan. All right. You have your plan. How well did you execute on it? I need to know exactly what you're setting out to achieve. And if you don't achieve those things, it's going to be a problem. Right? So The correct answer is this decision probably should have already been made.
Which means it probably is. Like, what if they've already said this is...
What I don't want is a repeat of what happened with the transition of Dubas to Treliving, where
rushed.
You're rushed.
Yeah.
It's got to be, I mean, like, let's say you're 8 points out and there's like 5 games left.
You can fire him.
What are we doing?
Well, okay,
Like-
but Steve, if you were to fire him now and try to put in Pridham, is that not rushed? Like, I know Pridham's been there. He's basically a part of the walls at this point.
Well, the
But-
trade deadline's right there.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm pointing to April.
Okay.
Because the trade deadline's passed,
Mhm.
and now let's try to get 2 or so months in before the draft.
Jesse, what do you think? You're the one who's on the ground there.
I think regardless of if it's close with this playoff run, like if they make a push and they just miss out, I think Treliving's done.
You think he's done?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's where I'd put my money on. I think it's like right now probably at like 65%. He's
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say one thing about Pridham? What I said about Dubas for a while, and I still think I was right, is he was the perfect AGM.
Mhm.
And he got GM, I think, before he was really ready. He had a hard time managing up. If he was better at managing up, he wouldn't have got fired. He's obviously gotten better in Pittsburgh, I think. He's a little bit older. He's a little bit more experienced. With Pridham, I kind of look at him that way a little bit. I think he's like elite AGM guy. I know Dubas wanted to hire him for Pittsburgh, but he still would have been under Dubas, right? So I don't know how he'd be as a GM. I don't know.
I don't think you're ever going to know until you give him the shot.
That is true.
I just don't know. Like, from what we've heard, and these are like whispers or whatever, isn't everything you hear like they're obsessed with getting a big name if they were going to do it? Because that's what I keep hearing. It's like, well, they want somebody with tenure and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, who would that be then?
If it's Doug Armstrong, you fold the franchise.
Yeah,
Like-
that's the name that keeps coming up.
It's a cycle. Like, you got the young guy in John Ferguson Jr., and it didn't work. And you got the big name, and, well, you had Cliff Fletcher for a little bit, who was the guy who was part of the Walls, and it didn't really work. And then you get Brian Burke, and it didn't really work. And then you get Brian Burke's guy in Dave Nonis, and it didn't really work.
Mhm.
And then you got the old guy in Lou Lamoriello. That worked.
Mhm.
And then you went to the young guy again, and it didn't really work. And then you get establishment guy in Treliving, and it hasn't really worked. You know, just use your hockey knowledge that you allegedly have and hire the best candidate,
Mhm.
regardless of what flavor they are.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about our time with Rogers when Keith Pelly was in charge, and what I'm trying to figure out, like, read the tea leaves on like what he usually goes to, and he does like big splashy names. He does. It would surprise me very much if they went, and maybe they do. It would surprise me very much if they went with a guy like Pridham.
Bobby Webster did get the job, though, on
But-
the other side.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is, he already was the GM, though, was he not?
Yeah, he was the GM. Yeah, and they've kept him in that position. They haven't put somebody above him,
Right.
Championship helps.
I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But if you think, Jess, if you're getting the sense that he's gone, that's interesting, because I haven't known what to think about it. I don't really know. Or if you, it's a gut feeling. I'm not saying you're basing it on anything, but it's like, I don't know what they're going to do.
that's been the anxiety with the team. Like, I'm far more comfortable with them selling than them just standing pat.
Certainly,
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
even if that includes some good guys going. Bob,
The lack of direction is I think egregious.
Yeah.
The
Kane-
fact that we're still sitting here not knowing.
Kane saw, I'm reprimanding you. I've had a nice few days off, and you made me think about them again, and you're
Yeah.
in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing.
All right.
Our Spark SDPN Olympic
Briquito.
International Tournament thing bracket that we got going on. I have some numbers for you guys.
Ooh.
Amongst all entrants, 68% said Canada is going to win gold.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
27% said USA.
Okay. Okay.
Can you tell me what country came in third?
Sweden.
It should be Sweden.
Sweden would be correct.
Okay.
3%.
3% said Sweden.
Only 3%.
You're sleeping on Sweden, guys.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like 3% said.
No,
Finland.
3% said Sweden?
No,
3% of bracket entries.
That's Sweden erasure. Like, that should not be
That's
that
crazy.
low. There's
That's
no way.
crazy.
Number 4. What country?
I would think Finland, but I'm going to say Finland.
I'm going to sneak Czechia in there.
Czechia is
Oi!
correct.
Wow.
18 people, which accounts for 0.71%, said Czechia is going to win gold.
I love it.
Number
I love it.
5, Finland. 8 people.
8 people.
After Finland, we had 4 people pick Switzerland to win gold.
Okay.
And after Switzerland, we had 2 people pick Germany to win gold.
So how did Switzerland beat Germany?
I assume they live in Switzerland.
I was about to say, is it possible? Like, where are
I
they from?
think we had 4 people from Switzerland make brackets.
Actually?
Wow.
No, I'm assuming.
Oh.
Because that's how many people pick Switzerland for gold.
I could see Germany sneaking something. I could see that.
Only 2 people. Those are all of the countries that people picked for gold. Canada, USA, Sweden, Czech, Finland, Swiss, Germany.
Always
Slovakia,
gonna miss.
by the way, I think is going to, I'm pretty sure they're going to beat Finland today.
Some other numbers that may surprise you.
What's the score?
I'm getting it right now.
Oh.
Some other numbers that may surprise you. 1 person picked Italy to
Hell yeah!
get a silver medal.
Yeah.
Forza! Hey, wait,
Latvia silver medal was picked by 1 person.
I like that.
Switzerland silver medal 1 person.
I can see Latvia. I can see Switzerland.
The most common bronze pick is Sweden. 56% of brackets have Sweden winning bronze.
I think that makes sense given the 4 nations, but I can see that.
Denmark has 2 picks for the bronze medal, and Italy has 1 pick for the bronze medal.
Ready? All right, lovers, we are back. Brock Nelson having a great game against Team Latvia. It was 1-1 midway through the second period, but the U.S. really broke it open, man. They are a very good team. And you know what's been so funny, if you're just tuning in, is how many Americans in the chat are like, bro, we're cooked, bro. Bro, we stink, bro. I don't think so. It's a good hockey team. Oh, Quentin Hughes just fell. That's rare. This is a good hockey team, kids. I think Artur Shilovs might be in, by the way. That would be Pittsburgh Penguins starter Artur Shilovs, who is, by the way, looking like he's going to the playoffs this year. Mr. Artur Shilovs. How about that, huh? Boy, I was wrong about the Penguins, but to be fair, so was everybody else. All right. Now, what are we looking out for in this third period? I want to see if Latvia's got they've done a good job defending, but now they're going to have to be extremely aggressive. Remember, there's nothing to defend here. You got to go out and you got to try to win. You got to try to upset. So what Latvia is going to have to do is they're going to have to open up their game. They're going to have to use their speed, kind of the way the Italians did against the Swedes. Take advantage of any American mistakes, although I haven't seen the American defensemen make a ton of mistakes, man. I really haven't. Like, I saw Sweden's defense kind of... Americans have not. Latvians in the line, in the zone, by the way. Over to Hellebuck. Hellebuck is able to cover that up pretty quick. C. Young says, oh no, Adam is sick again. Man, if you think I'm bad today, you should have heard me yesterday. Woo! Woo! I couldn't even say woo! But I can today. She's coming back. Luck Mellis is going to take this draw. against Vinny Trocheck. Trocheck wins it. Oh, looked like a potential trip there. I think Latvia is that Dogovan's going to the box? That's former Ottawa Senator Kaspers Dogovan's. By the way, I've got a Kaspers Dogovan's story for you. Kaspers Dogovan's, by the way, was he is a Hayden just said as one does. Kaspers Dogovan's was a 3rd round pick by the Ottawa Senators. Back in the day, one of my buddies was the equipment guy for the Mississauga St. Michael's Majors of the OHL, which is not a team anymore. But the Mississauga St. Michael's Majors in, I believe it would have been 07, 08 or 08, 09. And I remember going out to play at where they played. And, you know, all the nameplates were up. And we sat in the OHL dressing room, which was pretty cool. Got dressed. Oh! And I said, hey, man, if anybody on this team is going to make the NHL, who's it going to be? And he's like, Dogovan's. Watch out for this kid. He's a... he said, I don't know if he's going to be the most talented guy on the ice, but he's going to work the hardest. And Dogovan's did have a little career here. I mean, he had a huge career in the KHL. 91 games in the NHL, though. Not bad. It's 91 more than I got. Yeah, he's right now in the German 2 league, DEL2, with the Kassel Huskies. He's almost 40. 37, yeah. We're the same age. He's old as shit. I'm still young. Same year. Team USA really, I think, after the first period, well, I guess midway through the second, really started to figure out. That last 10 minutes of the second period was complete domination by Team USA. And, you know, we were sort of expecting that. But Latvia works hard, man. They're going to make you work for it. I just think there's just so much overwhelming talent on Team USA. And this Kachuk line, which already has a goal. Brady scored. I don't know. It's pretty overwhelming for a top line, don't you think? Matthews with a shot. Power play goal. Austin Matthews, baby. Now, I want to ask you, for all of my friends, my American friends in the chat who were so mad that Austin missed the one-timer earlier in the game, that beautiful setup from Quinn Hughes, and you're like, strip him of his captaincy. Guy's not a winner. How do you feel now? Power play goal. Listen. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Austin Matthews, Capital, scoring the goal. BXF says, I still stand by it. No, I will not be moved. I will not be moved. By the way, the Americans have scored 7 goals in this game. 2 have been overturned. So now it's only 5. Latvians were in this for about. By the way, play Freebird, everybody. Hey, chat, play Freebird. And how you play Freebird is you get the eagle in the chat. Get the eagle. Robert Dew says that's the ugliest power play goal I've ever seen. But it was a goal. It's like Captain Jack Sparrow. You must be the worst pirate I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me. Oh, you mean on the ice? Oh, that's a good question for the chat. Hayden says, okay, if Team USA is the better team, who's got the better jersey? And I have to say, I usually love a clean USA jersey, but I don't like their whites. I know they're a bit of a throwback to the 1980s team right now. I like their solid blues, but they're not wearing their solid blues today. I might have to go Latvia. That Latvian jersey is pretty sweet. Straight ahead. Got the country's crest on it, you know? All right, here we go. Jack Hughes passes it almost got to the American bench. Almost too many men on the ice, but nobody touched it. Matthews threw again. with Brock Faber. Oh, excuse me, Matt Bolding. What am I saying? Quinn Hughes at the front. Shot. Saved by Shelovs. Matthews with the puck. Matthews' line is causing some turnovers here. They're starting to turn it on. It's Bolding, Matthews, Gensel most of the time. But as you know, you can dress 7 defensemen and 13 forwards. So there's a lot of... Orange Joe says, a jersey with a sick crest always slaps. It does. It does. I mean, but the USA jerseys, let's be honest. Team USA jerseys are always slick. Canada, I loved their Four Nations jersey. I didn't love some of their past Olympic jerseys. I really like their jerseys this year. But Team USA kind of consistently rock with their jerseys, like they do. There's something about that USA, like as a sash. It's pretty sweet. Like I can understand why you would crush beers and play Freebird every time you score. Like obvious, right? Hayden says he misses the old Hockey Canada logo too. I miss it too. I wish that we were allowed to, but you're not allowed to have a federation on your jersey, which is why Team Canada can't use the Hockey Canada jersey logo. But I think the Hockey Canada logo is sick to this day. To this day. 15 minutes left to go in the third period. 5-1 United States. 33-12 of the shots. United States doing a really great job at reloads here, too. This is something to watch. They were a little slow in the first period in their transition. And part of that is, hey, we haven't played together. And now that they are getting it, you can see they're starting to find each other, starting to make it happen. Slavin is after it, and that is an icing call on Latvia. The black, gold, and yellow Germany color is better than both Canada's and the USA's. You know what? I don't know if you guys saw, there's a picture of Leon Draisaitl making his way onto the ice with it. First off, can we just be honest here? Amongst friends, Leon Draisaitl's pretty handsome, right? That's a handsome dude. He's also a badass mofo. And he's wearing that jersey, and he's got the Captain C on it. I'm like, damn, Leon. That jersey, freaking, it slaps, man. It slaps. That's a great jersey. Orange Joe says the Trey Kroner Sweden jerseys are always a classic too. You know what? It's interesting. The Sweden jerseys are, if I remember correct from yesterday, they're not, the names on the back aren't blue. They're black, these Olympics. And I actually like the blue crowns better than I like the black crowns. I like their Four Nations jersey better than I like their Olympic jersey, if I can say that. Jesse has a William Nylander Four Nations jersey, and it's beautiful. Like the yellow, really in person, you're like, wow. And I have a Team USA Matthews jersey from Four Nations. I'll bring it in for the next Team USA game. It's pretty sexy, but it's not as sexy as the Trey Kroner from that jersey, that tournament. It was great. Thompson. Oh, look at Tage Thompson. Just, you know what I love about Tage Thompson, just watching this guy play hockey? He is enormous, and he can stick handle out of a hamster maze. Like, he's insane. Like, you put Tage Thompson in an MRM machine, he could stick handle his way out of it. Oh, nice. Oh, Nelson, I think almost had a, was that Nelson? That was. They're trying to find him for the Hattie. Oh, he probably shouldn't have passed there. Jack Hughes tried to get him the puck. They're going to try to find him. Watch 29. That's Brock Nelson. He's got it. We're on hat trick watch here. Luke says, hey, remember, you got to bring your Great Britain jersey in. You know what? I got to do that. So I'm going to make a note to myself right now. Listen, we're just being a little bit more informal right now because honestly, I mean, it's a 5-1 game. We can have a chat. We are watching for Brock Nelson, though. Matthews line out there. Gensel. Matthews. Boldy. Faber. Slavin. Oh, Matthews gets tripped up around the net. Wonder if that'll be a penalty. No, looks like no call. Listen, I'm still biased for Matthews. K12 says, Adam sounds better than earlier to me. It's because I've had some of these. My voice was really hurting at the beginning or the end of the second period. Now I'm okay. That's probably because the halls have numbed it. Wyatt Gerber says, how has Jack Hughes looked in this game? You know, I was one of the people that thought, you know, because his hand is still in I don't want to call it a cast, but it's in something. You know what I mean? I got to tell you, his playmaking's there. Yeah, I guess it's like a hand sling because remember he cut it open, right? So he's trying to protect it. He's looking good. He's not shooting it, passing, but hey, when you got Brock Nelson as your center, he's got 2 goals. He's actually got 3, but one of them was called back. I don't think you need to shoot much. Austin Rogers says, never had a doubt. Go USA. Brackets lying like hell. Honestly, that's what I was trying to say to you guys before. If you're just tuning into this chat now, I can't stress enough how many American fans were in this chat. You guys know who you are. And you were like, this team sucks. I'm just not in this team. Not impressed. Really not a good effort. Matthews is horrible. I hate everything. Mike Sullivan's a terrible coach. Bill Guerin can go to hell. Now we're winning 5-1, and it's like, all right, fine. I guess I'll like my team. You know what you guys are acting like? Leaf fans. Oh, listen, I cheer for the blue and white at home. This blue and white's not a whole lot different. I'm seeing right now. Lance says, to be fair, Adam, this is one game. Lance, it's the only game we played. Listen, it's a good team, man. It's a good team. I know they left Robertson and Caulfield and all those players at home. It doesn't mean that the players they brought aren't spectacular, especially on D, man. USA's defense is the best in the tournament by far. And I say that with Canada having the best defenseman in the world in Cale Makar. Listen, first games are always weird at the Olympics too, but it's like a who's who of just hockey gods out there. Like, you got to think about this Team USA team. When I look at just the roster that's dressed, because Clayton Keller, they scratched Clayton Keller, okay? We look at potential Hall of Famers on this roster. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Depending upon how some careers go, there could be 7 to 10 Hall of Famers on this roster alone. First ballot. You want me to name them? It's like you got to name them. All right. Here, I'm going to name them. 5-1 game. Okay, I'll name them. Here are guys that, if their careers continue the way they should, I think will be first ballot Hall of Famers. Jake Sanderson. I think Jake Sanderson is awesome. Zach Werenski. Jake Slavin. Quinn Hughes. Austin Matthews. Jack Eichel. Brady and Matt Tkachuk. What are we at? 8 there? I could say Charlie McAvoy too. I don't know if he's a first ballot guy. Oh, Latvia's got a bit of a break here. USA's taking a penalty. Oh, and the shot goes off of Hannafin's foot. Who took the penalty? There's a lot of, I don't know if anybody can disagree with any of those. Dylan Larkin might be a Hall of Famer too. Jack Hughes probably will be, assuming his health holds up. Like, this is you don't think Sanderson, Hayden? You're out on Sanderson and Slavin? Yo, Slavin's a god. Yo, don't even do this. Okay, Jake Slavin is so underrated. I didn't even mention the goalies, by the way. Connor Hellebuck is in the second he retires. Like, the second Connor, they're going to be at his press conference going, Connor, what do you want to do? Well, I want to retire. Hall of Fame. Get in there. If Ottinger wins a cup, he's going to the Hall of Fame. You know that. Luke says, no disrespect, but remember the Hockey Hall of Fame has really high standards. It's debatable. But I do think this team is, I mean, you even look at the Nagano roster for Team USA. There's like 12 of those guys that are Hall of Famers. Just off the top of my head. Medano, Hall, was Van Briesbroek in the Hall of Fame? Is Guerin in the Hall of Fame? Like, this is a good team, guys. It would be better if Jason Robertson were here. I'll give you that. I think Slavin could be Hall of Fame. There are a lot of people who think Hall of Fame for sure. Orange Joe says, I don't know if he's worthy yet. Here's the thing with Slavin. There's nothing about Slavin's game that's like highlight worthy, which is why people ignore him. But the guy is all world defensive defenseman. Like if it's the last minute of a game, you're up a goal, you're facing Ovechkin, Crosby, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and Bobby Orr. One of the defensemen I want out there who's currently in the NHL has got to be Jake Slavin. No question. 9:44 left in the third. About a minute to go in this Latvian power play. Kind of like the first power play they had, just not able to get a whole lot going in the American zone. That's not, let's be honest, that's not exactly surprising. I think, for these teams that are less dominant than, the top 5, top 6 teams in the tournament, having any sort of puck control in the offensive zone is going to be hard. A lot of your goals are going to have to come off the rush. Oh, shot. Ceci Roth says, how many players from Team USA make Team Canada? That's a really good question. Just as a cursory glance, 1, 2, 3. Like, I think both Kachucks, Eichel, and Matthews easily do. Quinn Hughes makes it. Slavin makes it. Werenski makes it. Faber makes it. McAvoy probably makes, like, there's a lot of Canadian defensemen. There's a lot of American defensemen I would switch out for Canada. If we were doing a Team North America team, I think there would be more American defensemen on it than Canadian ones. They're just, Americans right now have, first off, the American system is really strong. The talent pool is obviously much bigger, but they also really, through defense and through goaltending, really train people well. You look at the American goaltenders, any American goaltender in the NHL currently, the one thing that they always say about the American system is how important body position is. They hammer that into those kids from a young age. Oh, big hit in the neutral zone. Latvian power play over, by the way. Monster hit. Yeah, anyway, I like the American training system right now. I think they do a great job. As much as I hate it as a Canadian, putting out all these good players. Data Wizard says, Adam, do you want the Steelers to draft a QB? Yes, but it sounds like the Steelers don't want to. And instead, they would prefer to bring Aaron Rodgers back. Listen, he had a good season, but are we winning the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers? No. Why do we have a 43-year-old quarterback then? Unless you're trying to win a Super Bowl, you should be trying to rebuild. I don't know what they're doing. I don't get it. Hayden says, great player, even bitter guy. LOL. That's funny. That's funny. That was, he said, was that, Canucks Stop says, was that Quinn Hughes laying the body? It sure was. Christopher says, bring back Aaron Rodgers and draft a QB, not mutually exclusive. You know what? Good point. My question is, are they, I don't even know what their draft situation is, but are they drafting high enough that they're going to get a quarterback that's going to be good in 2 to 3 years? Spend some time developing behind Aaron Rodgers, like Aaron Rodgers spent a couple of seasons developing behind Brett Favre. We're just watching the replay right now. Team Germany versus Denmark. Man, those German jerseys are sexy. I love yellow, by the way. I love the color. Hayden thinks they're the best jerseys in the tournament. You might be right. You might be right. Yeah, those are sexy. Jar Charles says tank for Arch. Is Arch Manning going to be good? I think that's a relevant question. Is he going to be good, or is his last name Manning? Just wondering. Yeah, Pitt drafts number 21. I don't know that you're going to get your quarterback there, are you? And the way Pittsburgh drafts are like, oh, we're going to draft another defensive end. Here comes Matthews. A little backhand, a little wide. Arch will be a New York Jet. Well, that's a good way to ruin a career. Turk says Arch Manning is a good QB. He had the worst offensive line in SEC last year. Okay. Oh, Spark women's Olympic bracket, Hayden. Hey, guys, we've got the men's Olympic bracket and we got the women's, or not Olympic, international tournament bracket with Spark. Let's throw the link in the chat here. You should sign up for that. Get your brackets done. We got the men's bracket. We got the women's bracket. Check it out. Spark.fun. And Spark, by the way, is the same app that we use for Steve's trivia segments. Check that out. And remember, too, VIP. Sign up to be a VIP. That means you get an extra episode of the Steve Dangle podcast coming out actually tomorrow morning. Steve Dangle, SDP VIP. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about that Olympian on VIP that won the bronze medal and then quickly professed to the world that he had cheated on his girlfriend. Okay. And a few other things, too. Jesse's dropping it in the chat. App.spark.fun. So check it out. And also make sure to check out Jesse's streams on the women's side for Team Canada. And then tomorrow morning, 6:10 Eastern Standard Time, 3:10 Pacific Time, Sweden, Finland, your boy Adam Wylde, hanging out and streaming. Saturday morning, get this. I love this. We're going to have some fun on Saturday. I got Sweden, Slovakia, which is going to be a monster game. And then, my American friends, I'm hanging out with you at 3:10 as the USA plays Denmark. USA does have the easiest bracket. I'm not going to lie. What's that, Hayden? Am I going to nap in between? Probably. It's also Valentine's Day. My wife's thrilled. Steven Schiller says, did you say Olympic? Get sued, nerd. The IOC. I didn't say the Olympics. You said it. You made me say it by reading it out. I don't know what you're talking about. Sweden, Canada, and the U.S. all 5 goals if this stands. That's true. Jesse dropping that in again. Sign up. Spark women's bracket. Make sure you get it going. Guys, I have concerns. Team USA women's, I mean, not just, I don't know if you heard the podcast yesterday, not just what we've seen in the last 365 days. They came to this tournament to play. Like, Canada looks good against everybody else. The women's US team, oh my God. Just dangled them. And it's fun. Like, watching those streams with Jess, like, Jesse's a very positive guy. And you can see him. He's like trying to keep it positive. But Jesse's also honest. And I think we all ought to prepare for a reality where if Canada has a chance, it's like Team USA semifinals 1980 versus the Soviets. Like, if they beat us, if we play 10 times and they beat us 9, we got the 1 and this is the 1. You know what I mean? That's what it's got to be. I think that's what it's got to be. You're going to have to squeak through. By the way, Steve Dangle tomorrow morning will be tomorrow morning. I'm doing tomorrow morning. Steve Dangle tomorrow afternoon, 3:10, doing Canada, Switzerland. That should be fun. By the way, the bracket for the women's closes tomorrow at 10 a.m. So make sure you get in. There are prizes, by the way. Luke says, good Herb Brooks impression, Adam. You know, I got you. My voice is not exactly to Herb Brooks's level at this point, but 4:55 left in this game. It's gone just about the way that you would think this game has gone. Like if you're new here, first half of the game, it was tied 1-1. U.S. did have 3 goals in the first period, 2 called back. But I don't think that the U.S. really dominated the first 30 minutes. They have dominated every minute since. This is a good USA team, and this is an easy bracket. You think about who they're playing in, right? The U.S. are playing, it's like Denmark. Yeah, hold on. I'm pulling it up here. Okay, this is what's crazy. USA gets Germany. They get Latvia, who they're playing, and they get Denmark. They're crushing Latvia right now. They should beat Denmark. They should beat Germany handily. Like, I think Drew was saying that he thinks the U.S. will be the number 1 seed coming out of the play-in or out of the round robin. I think he's right because there's a chance, Canada. I mean, Canada's big test was this morning against Czechia. They handled them. Switzerland's not something you sleep on, but Czechia was sort of the question mark, right? Can Canada not go 2-1? Oh, Matthews almost with another goal there. Meme Empress, dude, USA versus Canada for women's was equivalent to the Ridley Grigg empty net clap bomb with how it went. It was rough. It was rough. So I think what I'm curious about tomorrow morning is Sweden. That's a Sweden-Finland game. It's a must-win for Finland. Oh, we got a penalty there. I think it's Team USA. Oh, do we have a fight? Oh, Faber knocking these guys are not going to play each other again, so why not get that in? That's Valmakis too. Or Tralmaxis, not Vol. I'm getting people mixed up here. Tralmax. Yeah, they don't like each other. The thing with Latvia is they are kind of chippy. Vaughn says Canada's women's team is older and slower than the U.S. Yes, it is. Oh, Brady's sitting in the box too. Wait, hold on. Is Latvia going to have? There's got to be one offsetting. Yeah. I thought Latvia might have a 5-on-3. That would have been hilarious. Yeah, this is I'm looking at the women's brackets here. All right. Steve and Jesse have their brackets done on the women's side, by the way. Steve picked Canada to win. Wow. What did Jesse say? He also picked Canada. Wow. I like that they have faith. They have faith in Team Canada. All right. 3:06 left. Latvian power play, 145. So Team USA is likely going to spend most of the last couple of minutes of this game on the PK. Good time for Mike Sullivan to throw out some of the guys that didn't get a whole lot of ice time. A really overall very strong game from the U.S. Other than the 1 goal Latvia had, I can't even. What have they had? Like 4 legitimate scoring chances. USA's kept them the outside. Latvia's barely touched the puck. Like they're having trouble getting passes through. And again, it's the mobility of that USA defense. They're just fast. They're on your shit. Luke says, what are the shot totals? 37-17. Hayden says 17 shots is kind of impressive. Well, 17 shots is impressive. Would it surprise you to know that the Italians had 22 against Sweden yesterday? Sweden set an Olympic record, by the way, for most shots in a single game against an opponent. 60 shots against Italy yesterday. The previous record was, I believe, Finland against Italy in the 2006 Torino Olympics in Italy. Hayden, you said, it surprised you that it wasn't higher than that? Yeah, the NHL record is higher. I don't know why that is. It's a good question. But anyway, so the Italians had 22 shots, so they had more shots on Sweden than Latvia has versus USA. But I think that's also just Latvia is a better team than Italy, but I think it speaks to how good the US defense is. Like, if I were to poke a weakness, at least from what I saw from the first game with Team Sweden, it's their defense was a little sloppy and slow. And I mean, they've got a lot of guys that are just phenomenal, but a lot of older guys. Like Hedman's not a young guy. Carlson's not a young guy. OEL dressed but didn't take a shift, and neither did Philip Forsberg, which was weird. They both just kind of sat the whole game. Let's see who else they got. Forsling and Dahlin were factors. Broberg had a big shot, but otherwise, Rasmus Anderson had a couple of moments, but like, it's not the fastest defense core I've ever seen. So the Americans, I think what you're seeing is just like how puck possession can be a form of defense. Just hold on to the puck. And when the other thing I'm really impressed with the Americans in this game is gap control. Whenever Latvia has a puck, they are swarmed. Look at Brady Tkachuk right now. There's 45 seconds left in this game, and he is all over the Latvian puck carrier. And watch, look, he's got the puck now. Like, there is zero issues with gap control on Team USA, at least in this game. Matt Tkachuk floats one in. Are they trying to get Nelson that hat trick? Is he out there? No, it doesn't look like it. Eichel and the Tkachuks. Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes has got to play like 25 minutes tonight. Latvia's going to fire it in. 10 seconds to go, and Team USA decidedly taking their first game of the tournament. Not even a little bit up for debate. 1.9 seconds to go. See, American fans, this is a good team. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Italy, by the way, in this tournament thus far, has outscored Latvia. I did not have that on my bingo card. Germany-Denmark game is over. 3-1 is a score there. Not entirely surprising. Ovechkin missing out on his last Olympics sucks. It does. It really does. You know, imagine an Olympics that also includes, you know, Ovechkin, Kaprizov, Kucherov. Like, it's a shame. You know, what a crazy goaltending trio Russia would have, too. Bobrovsky, Vasilevsky, and Shesterkin. Like, who do you start? Well, that's crazy. And yeah, Sorokin might have made the team this year. Like, you could make an argument maybe Sorokin should go for one of either Bobrovsky or Shesterkin. Sorokin's been better than both of them. And I think that's not because Bobrovsky's bad. I think it's just because he's played a lot of hockey in the last 3 years. Team USA, big win. Now, let me get to the stream calendar. For those of you that stuck around, by the way, thanks so much for joining. Tomorrow's another. So we had 3 big streams today. Jesse this morning, Steve this morning, and me this afternoon. Tomorrow, join me, Adam Wylde, as we do a sick-ass stream at 6:10 in the morning. And then we're recording the Steve Dangle podcast bright and early at 9 o'clock so we can get that out, get Steve back home. And Steve has got the Canadian versus Switzerland game at 3:10. So the next 2 mornings, by the way, if you're up early with your coffee, come join me because it's going to be me and Maddie tomorrow, and I think me and Hayden on Saturday. Saturday's schedule is pretty sweet too. I got Sweden, Slovakia at 3:10, and I've got USA, Denmark I got Sweden, Slovakia at 6:10, USA, Denmark at 3:10. And Steve on Sunday has Canada, France at 10:40, and I've got USA, Germany with Maddie at 3:10. So lots of streams coming up. SDP hanging out tomorrow. Love you all, and I hope you have a great night. And play Freebird, baby. We'll see you tomorrow.